Live poker has an AI problem, and no, it's not what you think. But one thing is clear, something is definitely changing. And if you haven't noticed it yet, there's a good chance it's already costing you money. As a live poker coach, I've been watching this shift happen over the last 2 years. So in this video, I'll break down what's actually going on and how you need to adjust before it starts eating into your win rate. Okay, so how is AI going to affect your win rate at live poker, given that we probably won't have AI bots sitting down at your local card room to take everybody's money by playing a game theory optimal strategy, right? Well, I noticed it when I spoke to potential coaching students in recent weeks. Every week, I take a handful of calls with ambitious players from all over the world to discuss whether my coaching program is a fit for them. And what I kept hearing from a lot of them surprised me at first. I asked them how they had been trying to improve so far, and many of them said that they plugged their hand histories into ChatGPT to ask for feedback. Some of them even told me that they were pretty clueless when they started playing poker, but with the help of AI, they got to a level where they understood the game better and became small winners. So they found a free way to improve both their understanding of poker and their win rate. Now, don't get me wrong, these players aren't suddenly going to become the new Phil Ivey or Daniel Negreanu simply because ChatGPT tells them how to play a hand. In fact, AI has a lot of flaws when it comes to poker feedback. For starters, generative AI has this bias to seemingly always agree with you. It does everything it can to not offend you, and it will find a way to tell you that folding your pocket kings pre-flop was an okay play. And the other issue is that AI doesn't genuinely understand the dynamics of live poker and will often give a generalized answer that might even be based on GTO and that rarely does well at 1-2 or 1-3 live. Someone even told me that ChatGPT once laid out a flop with 6 cards. There are some custom-made bots that do a better job, but the fundamental problems remain. But here's what AI actually does, and this is the part that most players miss. It raises the baseline of player strategy. To show you what I mean, we can look at the difference in skill level between the average live poker player in Europe versus the US. If you sit at any table in the UK, Germany, Spain, or any other European country, your average opponent will have a higher skill level than your average opponent in Oklahoma, Colorado, or Florida. And the reason for that is Black Friday. And no, I don't mean the day when every company on the planet offers great bargains so people fight over their products. I mean the poker Black Friday, which happened on April 15th, 2011. From that day onwards, online poker got banned in most of the US. Europe kept access to online poker, and this slowly increased the baseline skill level. And this is exactly what's happening at the moment worldwide with widespread access to tools like ChatGPT. It's not necessarily that fish will suddenly improve a lot. Don't worry, most weak players will still continue to donate money to the better players. But players who used to be small losers will now become break-even or maybe even small winners. To show you why this is a problem for you, let's look at the win rates at a typical live low-stakes poker table. Before AI became widespread, there were 2 players who lost $20 per hour each. Then there was 1 player who lost $10 an hour. 2 players lost $5 each. 1 player won $5 an hour, another one won $15, and this meant that if you were the best player at the table, you would have won $40 per hour on average. These numbers are not exact numbers, but I think they will show the problem well. Now, with the arrival of AI, the 2 players who had been losing to the tune of $5 each have become break-even because they've done some studying with ChatGPT, and the player who was making $5 an hour is now making $10 an hour. This now leaves only $25 for you as the best player. And if one of the weaker players improves just a little bit, then your win rate will suffer even more. But as you can see in this example, you would still be making $25 an hour, so there's no reason to panic. You do need to take some action, however, if you want to preserve or even improve your win rate, because the player's baseline skill level will only go up with time. If everyone improves a little, your edge shrinks, even if you stay the same. So, there are two things you can do. The first one is to start exploiting these exact players who study with ChatGPT or other AI tools. These AI studied folks tend to be a very specific type of player with very predictable leaks, and they have loads of leaks. So, here are their biggest ones and how you can exploit them. Number one. Ironically, while studying with these AI tools, they become calling stations because AI often reinforces GTO ideas like having to call down in certain spots to not get exploited. So, as a result, you can exploit them really hard by value betting thinner, going for bigger sizings with strong hands, and reducing low equity bluffs. Basically, you play against them like you would against a calling station. If you want to know the exact strategy how to play against calling stations and also how to exploit every player type at the table, then grab my free cheat sheet, Exploit Every Player Type, link in the description below, or scan this QR code. But back to our ChatGPT poker friends. Their leak number two is their biggest one. They often know what to do, but not why, because they just blindly copy the strategy that ChatGPT tells them without understanding the reason for it. They're copying moves, but they don't understand conditions, so they apply the right play in the wrong environment. For example, they will 3-bet ace-5 suited because it's a solver-approved 3-betting hand, but that only works when villain folds enough. A weak calling station doesn't do that, however, so instead of booking an easy pre-flop win, they end up in dominated spots against a player who rarely folds. So how can you exploit that? Well, once you're confident that they 3-bet with a wider and more polarized range consisting of premium hands and bluffs, you can now cold 4-bet them light. This is a play I would normally never suggest against a typical passive recreational player, but if this trying recreational player makes a 3-bet against a weaker player, I would absolutely come over the top. All I'd need is a hand with good blockers like an ace or a king. I would expect the 3-better to fold every hand that's not a premium because our play looks so strong. But the third leak is the one where you can really exploit them hard. This is not a leak in the traditional sense, but more of an indirect one because players who try to improve with the help of AI are typically not very advanced. To show you what I mean, imagine you've been using the same machine at the gym for months. You always train with the same weight and you make the same movement, so you know exactly how it feels. Now, one day someone changes the settings without telling you, and suddenly the movement feels completely off. You really struggle to even make one push, and you don't even understand what's going on. This is exactly the environment you have to create to exploit such a player at the live poker table. These players know their basic strategies and have some good skills, but they are usually not very well versed in difficult or unexpected situations. You need to put them into exactly those difficult and unexpected situations where they feel uncomfortable. So how do we change the settings on that gym machine, metaphorically speaking? Well, by doing things they don't expect and they haven't studied. The most reliable strategy for that is to use unusual bet sizings. These players are used to get 3-bet to 3 or 4 times their raise size. If you make it 7x their raise size, they'll have no clue how to defend against that because there's no ChatGPT answer for that. Same when you check raise the flop to 8 times their bet size. This will take them into corners of the game they have never studied, and that's exactly where their AI knowledge collapses. But while exploiting these trying recreationals is a great way to boost your win rate in the short term, it's not what will keep you winning long term. The players who are going to win over the next few years won't be the ones who use AI the most, they'll be the ones who actually understand what they're doing. And that's the real opportunity right now because most players are using AI badly. They copy strategies, but they don't adapt them to real messy life games. So if you can do what they can't, if you can take good ideas, simplify them, and actually apply them at the table, you'll have a massive edge. The way you do that is by developing a structured and repeatable way to make decisions at the table. You need to have a strategy you can fall back on, a strategy where you have defaults for pre-flop, flop, turn, and river, However, a strategy where you know exactly how to play in multi-way pots, when you can bluff even calling stations who rarely fold, and where you develop hand-reading skills that make exploiting opponents very easy. If you want to learn such a comprehensive step-by-step strategy, then watch this video next.